What's up, everybody? It's Jim with Reverb.com. We're at Thalia Hall here in Chicago, and this is Nathan from Wavves, and this is Bob from Best Coast. Thanks for hanging out with us, dudes.
Yeah, thanks for having us in my backstage.
Yeah. How long have you guys known each other? How long have you guys been on the road?
7 years.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Is it just like you guys like hanging out on the road, that you guys feel like good touring buddies, or is it just the music works out together? Or?
We have a common bond. We did this tour 5 years ago, this almost exact tour, Wavves Best Coast, just smaller rooms.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of, a blast from the past.
Yeah. And it's cool, like having both of you guys here. We were just talking a little bit about pedal boards. Your pedal board's really kind of truncated down.
Yeah.
Bob, your board's just a crazy, mess almost.
Like a third of the size of this table.
Is there any sort of competition between?
I did feel like at one point me and Steven were getting like the next pedal train, like the bigger one, and then the bigger one. Half of the pedals were just like kind of backup. So I toned it down. I only have 4 now. But he was saying earlier that he has 16 or 18.
16, and you just added another one today.
Yeah, I swapped out. I had like kind of like a Magnavibe clone thing, and I put in the new Digitech Ventura Vibe just because you can depress the engage switch and it causes it to ramp up, so you can get speed variations. So it's a little more funny noise.
And most players that I know would be really scared to put a new pedal on their board an hour and a half before the show, right?
Yeah.
Not this guy.
Yeah. Are there any pedals that are tried and true, you use night after night?
Yeah, do you use every single pedal?
Every single pedal gets used.
Every night?
Yeah, every night. The MI Crunchbox, that's been my go-to distortion. Strymon El Capistan I've been using forever.
And I saw you had one of those decos on the board too.
Yeah, the deco, that's really handy because I'm actually getting 3 different effects out of that. Tape delay, tape saturation, and then also for tape chorusing.
And Nathan, on your board, a couple standards. You got the carbon copy, which is great delay. You got the Neo clone for chorus. And then you have the Analog Man, King of Tone, which is like kind of like a, a lot of like blues players are using that too, but you were really rocking that thing, like really turning it pretty gainy, right?
Yeah, well, I used to use just like the Ibanez Tube Screamer as an overdrive. I don't know if it saturates it or what, but it seems like sometimes, depending on the venue, it'll like shrink when I get a distortion, and I want it to almost like double in size. So the Analog Man helps a lot with that, I think.
Do you want a pedal to get a specific sound, or are you more, I want to just check out every pedal and whatever sound that makes, I will follow down that path and allow it to be?
I feel like it's kind of half and half.
Yeah.
There's certain things where you seek out something because you want this specific sound or tone or effect or whatever. But then some of my favorite pedals are ones where they're almost like a collaborator where it's giving you something back. A certain distortion can change the way you're playing a specific part or your approach to a song.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a shot in the dark for me because I know a lot less about these things, and even my approach to music, like my brother is classically trained and knows where you're supposed to go next. And I never wrote music that way because I didn't know where you're supposed to go next, but there's some sort of beauty in that, not knowing where to go. That's how I am with pedals. I'm just turning knobs like an idiot. But that's sometimes how, people will come and they'll be like, why do you have everything like just turned all the way on that pedal? Sounds cool, I think.
Yeah.
And most people will be like, no, that's not how you use the pedal.
Right.
That's how I use it.
Amplifiers. Nathan, let's start with you. You guys have your amplifiers turned away from you,
Yeah.
right? Is that a trick that you learned somewhere, or just you dig the way that the back sounds?
Well,
versus-
it actually started when I got that Analog Man because I was having trouble getting like loud amp tones because everywhere you go, people want you to turn down on stage and have this like really quiet stage sound. So I just couldn't hear myself sing because we play so loudly.
And Bob, a 115 Boogie.
Yeah.
What's the story with that thing? When'd you get it?
I got it a couple years ago. I love Mesa Boogie stuff, and I wanted something big.
Any reason why you gravitate towards the 15?
Part of it is because, especially on the first Best Coast record, that's all baritone guitar. So when you have the bigger speaker, you get more low-end projection than if you're using a 212 or something. So I still play a lot of baritone in the set. And also, just my normal guitar tone is pretty bass heavy. So for studio, there's this amp company from 60s, 70s, Oliver, which is Jess Oliver, who designed the flip top for Ampeg. I've loved those heads and combos, and I'm like kind of a collector of them. So I've used those on every Best Coast record. Not always the same head, but always an Oliver is like my main guitar sound.
I mean, you both run Strats. Have you been playing Strats forever, or you just
I just like that humbucker that's in the Strat. It's actually Beth's guitar, and she just didn't use it, and I picked it up. I don't know, something. I used to play Gibsons, and when I record, I'll jump around with whatever is sounding good. But for touring guitar, I think the Strat is just like, it's so comfortable to me. Yeah. I just know it so well. It's the first guitar I had. So
I was looking a little bit on the side. There's obviously the two baritones. There's the Eastwood, which you said was the backup.
Yeah.
But it's the Jazzmaster, right?
Yeah.
That's like
the Squier Jazzmaster baritone is my new main baritone, and I put a Mastery bridge and Mastery vibrato on it and made it a whole other instrument.
Yeah. What's your main axe that you're using that isn't a baritone?
My main standard is a Gibson Tiki Bird, which is Elliot Easton from the Cars, his signature model. And it's totally stock. I just like it. Just two great pickups. Has a Bigsby that I don't hate because I'm not a big Bigsby person. But this one is really nice. It's a little more modern, and just you can get so many tones just from the one guitar. So it's really useful, especially on fly-ins where I can't bring in a ton of guitars. Just like you never would, baby, never would.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for taking the time. It was great talking with you. You should check out their records, their tour. They're coming through your town. Check out more at the Reverb blog. We'll have some photos and videos and all that other good stuff. So, cheers, boys.
Cheers. No! That was actually the best ending that could have happened.